And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We just wrapped up with Classic versus Hero, and we have returned with our second best of 3 of the night with a TVZ. A very different matchup here with the Terran versus Zerg with Cure versus Dark. Let us go. Again, we just casted Dark in the ESL Open Cup Asia earlier today, a couple of hours ago, where he got knocked out by Shin in a ZvZ, but is a different matchup. And Dark usually thrives here, especially against Cure in the Zerg versus Terran matchup instead. We'll see if he can do so. Again, we do have some recent news. As of less than 24 hours ago, Dark is a free agent. He is no longer on DKZ. He is no longer on a team. He is teamless. And I hope he's still motivated. I hope that he still has that fire under him. I hope he's still looking strong. I know he is, of course. He's still in form. But I hope that the lack of team isn't going to demotivate him from competing and striving in this tournament. For those that are curious, I believe Dark is soon to start his military service, which is a big reason for the contract not being re-signed. From my understanding, I believe Dark is going to be going to the military relatively soon, but we'll see. We'll see. It's possible that he may opt to join another team, especially because Dark is going to be a part of IEM. He's going to be a part of IEM Katowice, so he may still look to represent a team just for that event as well. It's possible. It's possible. As IEM is around the corner. Not just that, there's also Gamers 8. I don't know if Dark can travel for Gamers 8, but IEM, I think, is confirmed. CranKy Dark went. Don't have the money for it, Papi. Don't have the money. One day, Papi, one day. We'll be able to sign some big players again. Maybe one day. Right now, though, we're getting ready here for the ZvT, and we are diving into game number 1 on site Delta. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have our Korean Terran for Team Liquid, Cure. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, currently teamless. It is Dark. Here we go. And as we settle into our next series, a big shout out to our sponsors, a big shout out to Doyu, Honkai Star, Tidal, Autoful, and Pew Pew. Big shout out. Without them, this event would not be possible. This event would not be as high profile as it is. We have the best of the best players in the world in Masters Coliseum, and we are going for a proxy 2-Rax. Let's go. We saw a lot of this already. In the finals of ESL Open Cup Asia, if you were here for it, you would have seen so many proxies here from Björn at least, and Cure is going for proxies of his own. It's going to be a proxy 2-Rax. Not the most committed proxy here. This is just designed to apply pressure to maybe force an overreaction and kill some workers. We'll see how Dark responds. We'll see if he's able to piece this together. Again, it's a 2-Rax, not a 3-Rax, which means Cure should be transitioning behind this and expanding behind this once he does deal the damage he's looking for. Oh, never mind. That's going to be another SCV moving out. Is he faking out a 3-Rax? I love this. Okay. Cure. He's going to be coming in with 3 SCVs, making it look like a 3-Rax when it's not. He wants to force an overreaction. He wants to force an overreaction. The mind games are real. Oh my god. And Dark, he may opt to go for a Roach Warren. There we go. Bunkers are on the way. They're being thrown down in position. Dark back in the main base. Looks like he may be getting ready to pull the boys, but we have a full wall. You cannot stop these bunkers. They're going to finish. And there it is. Roach Warren's on the way. This is dangerous. Okay. So, a couple of things. Because Dark, he's essentially giving up his natural, which is okay against a 3-Rax, because 3-Raxes are that much more committed, and the transition is that much more delayed. You can get away with losing your natural base. Against a 2-Rax, this is going to be too much damage. This is going to be too much damage being done here. Getting so much value, Cure is, as he goes for the hatchery. Again, Dark just going to be going for 1 base Roach as a counterattack. We're getting ready to counterattack, and Cure, he confirms. Big scout from Cure. He gets eyes on the Roach Warren. He's aware. And he goes for the dive onto the Queen. The Queen goes down. The Queen falls. The Lynx as well. We go for another Queen. Already a really good trade here for Cure. And he should be throwing down a factory behind this. We'll see if he does. For now, chipping away at the hatchery itself. Down to half HP. Less than half HP. We have SCVs to repair. Additional Marines are rallying in. And the hatchery will fall. And this is already a big win. Like, this is already a lot of damage being dealt. And there's that transition. Curie starts up the factory back on his side of the map. As he's still rallying everything in. And yeah, now he's rallying back home. So Curie's ahead. Curie is ahead from this point. If it was a 3 racks, then things would be even. And Dark is going to be so committed to the counterattack. CC is on the way back at home. It looks like the factory. Ravagers are coming out just so we can break free. So basically, Dark has to break out of these bunkers and then has to go for a big counterattack and then has to try to punish his opponent or basically go all in. Like, Dark is pretty all in at this point. He's being forced all in. And Kira back at home is chilling. While they bring down one of the bunkers at least. One bunker does fall. Oh, Ravager almost gets focused down. Getting clutch repairs here from Cure. Keeping that bunker alive. And again, because this bunker's still alive, we still have not been able to expand. The Marines, they take down a Ravager. Good target firing. And now Dark can take his expansion. Link speed is all the way behind this. Ravagers are going for a big counterattack, but back at home, Cure, he's getting his 2-1-1 set up. He's got his CC, Cyclone, and Banshee on the way. Cure just has so much tech to work with. So much, man. And what can we do from here? Ravager's going to try and poke in. And yeah, from here, I mean, from here, Cure, he can just take that natural base. And he's already got his Cyclones out. He's already got the Banshees to counterattack as well. How many Queens do we have? Do we have any detection? I mean, thankfully, there's no Cloak. There is no Cloak here for Cure. But he's already working on a 3rd CC. Like, Cure, he has the better economy, and he's getting further and further ahead in said economy as well. Now, this isn't all dire news for Dark. Like, he has the potential to come back, but he needs to pull off something crazy. Something like a 2-base all-in, right? Where you cut workers at like 50 or cut workers a little bit earlier and just try to break your opponent. Maybe having a really good engagement, a really good surround, and cleaning up the army. Something has to happen here for Dark. Otherwise, he is just strictly behind. Was we even supply block Dark? Does get supply blocked. It kills the Cyclone, which is nice, but he will lose a Ravager as a result. Not the best trade for Dark. Trading a Cyclone for a Ravager. He's going to be joining up as best he can. He's going to be joining his heart out. Cure going to rotate around with his Banshee. 3rd base is being taken. And the game is going to settle from here. You can see that Dark, he isn't massing links. He does have link speed, but he's not massing up an all-in. He's just droning. So Dark is trying to recover. Cure, meanwhile, is just extending his lead, getting into a 5-rack setup. 5-1-1 on 3 bases. He's already got 1-1 on the way. Double Evo Chamber just now thrown down for Dark. I like the infestation bit. This is good. Like, Dark rushing into an infestation bit, rushing into infestors, or rushing into a hive is a way to come back in this. Is to just take up very quickly and try to get away with it. But Cure is already pushing. Cure is already moving out. Here we go. He is moving towards that 3rd. So far, unscattered as well. Like, Dark has very little map control, very little map vision. The Marines, they do stem in. They Introduce him into the bases. We avoid the biles. Tanks are sieging. Ravager's looking very exposed. They bile down. They try to bile down an attack, but they cannot. They cannot touch the tank. Again, Kyrie's had the better economy for so long. He's snowballing out of control here. Shuts down 9 drones. We'll lose the tank. But this is still a good trade here for Curie. Even takes down a wave of roaches. Gonna be pulling back. And Dark is knocked down to 2 bases. We have a Banshee on the left-hand side. The Biles. Sure, we get a tank, but at what cost? At the cost of another Ravager, of more roaches. Banshee falls. Cure, his attention is being split. Infestation bit is done, but we can't really make use of it. We can't rush into a hive right now, or we haven't been able to make any infestors. Dark doesn't have the freedom to. If Cure had left Dark alone, then maybe. But Cure is just being so active, so aggressive. Infestors now on the way. We have potential for some big fungal growths. There is potential. But outside of a big fungal growth, like Cure, he has a massive lead. Bearing in mind, like, roaches are inflated supply, so, like, technically Dark supply is lower than it is. So, the disparity is huge. It's that much bigger, that much larger. It's insane. But Curie's main army staying back at home. He's going for drop play, going for a drop towards the main. We have a drop towards the south. And just trying to keep Dark honest. Again, so far it is working. Pushing right through the center. So again, as I mentioned before, like, Dark being down in supply does mean that if he can get one really good fight, one really good fungal, if he catches the Marines out of range of the tanks, then maybe he can take this. As we do have a good concave. Again, he's hoping Cure overextends. He's hoping that Cure is maybe overconfident. That's the hope, at least. Oof. Oh, God. That is going to be the hope here. As Cure just making sure that there's no, like, tunneling claw of roaches, that nothing's trying to sneak in from behind. 1-1 is done. There's no 2-2 on the way from Dark. Can't really afford it. He's just focusing here on maxing out. Speaking of maxing out, that's exactly what Cure is. He has maxed out here. Here we go, pushing forward. One bile. Oh, the biles, they do take down one of the tanks. Fungal does connect. Dark trading as best he can. Doing whatever he can to hold on. So far, he is holding. Oh, Fungal once again. But the pre-split is too good. Like, the Fungals are only connecting with a handful of Marines at a time. We're being so careful to overextend. Just a delicate push here from Cure. There we go. Forcing his way forward. Losing a couple more Marines here and there. Is bleeding out a bit. But the tanks are encroaching on the army. Another tank goes down. Dark trading surprisingly well, like mainly with a Ravager army. It's mainly Ravager here from Dark. We can see the tanks just slowly leapfrogging forward. Dark now taking a supply lead. Bile's gonna be connecting. He comes in for a surround. Big Biles here on the tanks. And it looks like he will collapse on this army. He will clean up every single tank and every single Liberator. Whew. Dark will force this back. And he gains a bit of momentum. Again, Dark still is all in. He doesn't have an economy. Dark, he cannot replace this army. Not easily. Like, Dark needs to do more than just kill the army. He needs to get across the map. He's trying to. But there's a planetary. There's a planetary in position. Roach Ravager trying to push in, but again, we are just not trading well. And GG gets called. Dark, he runs out of steam. He cleaned up the army once, but that's all he could do. And with that, Cure takes a 1-0 lead. does take a 1-0 lead again. It was a very strong start. From the beginning, basically, like Cure, he went for a proxy 2-racks, and he achieved so much with the proxy 2-racks, more than even he had hoped. And from that moment, he had found himself with the lead, and he held on to it, ran with it, and extended it. And Dark was just trying to desperately to fight back from that position, but it was just a little bit too much to overcome. Like, taking a big loss that early on is so difficult to surmount in StarCraft. Early leads can snowball very quickly out of control. Like, the early game is pretty important and pretty impactful, and in the end did go the way of Cure quite heavily. But now we're getting ready for our next game. We're getting ready for game number 2, and we can fight back. We can bounce back here. It's a series. The scary thing is, this is a best of 3. There aren't a lot of games to work with. There aren't a lot of games to work with here, so we'll see. We'll see if we can pull this off. We'll see if we can fight back and force the ace match. I want a game 3. I want us to go the distance here, but it's not on me. It's on our players. It's on Dark. Game 2 going to be on Solaris. Solaris will be our next game. Again, has a lot of speed zones, has a pretty decent amount of bases, though. We have seen a lot of late game on Solaris, a lot of 4, 5, 6 base setups. We'll see if we go that way again. As spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Korean Terran for Team Liquid, Kior. And in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as a opponent, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing himself. It is Dark. He's currently teamless, but still an amazing player. He's still a terrifying Zerg, and one of the best Zergs in Korea, of course. We'll see if he can bring it back. See if he can. For the time being, we do have our racks here on the low ground. So Cure opting to go for potentially a 2-racks. 2-racks opener out of Cure. Meanwhile, Dark going hatch gas pool, going for a standard opener. Going for a standard build. And there it is, 2-racks out of Cure. Now, Cure, he has been mixing in 3-racks. He has been mixing it in every now and then, so that is a big possibility for Cure. So we'll keep an eye on him. For now, it's only 2. Oh, I see the SCV. And there it is, the 3rd racks. As we did just mention, Cure, he has been mixing it in. Before, it used to only be Byun. Byun and Maru, they would be the only ones in Korea who would mix in 3-racks, but so has Cure. In recent weeks, he has been embracing this. So 3-racks Reaper from Cure, the goal here is to contain. It's to deny the 3rd base, to contain the Zerg on 2 bases, and to maybe even snowball out of control and get some queen kills, maybe get some drone kills, depending on how greedy Cure wants to be. I see Terran Lord. The win rate of 2-racks, 3-racks versus Zerg in tournaments has to be absolutely insane. I never see the strategy lose. True. Very true. 100% win rate so far tonight. In East Asia and in Master Coliseum. Not wrong, Terran Lord. But here we go. We do see the Reaper getting across the map, going to be dancing with these Lings. Dark with the Overlord Scout. He did confirm the 2-racks. He's aware. He's aware of at least 2-racks is still in the dark as to the 3rd. As additional Reapers are amassing. Now, just like how we knew that Cure, he mixes in 3-racks, I'm sure Dark knows as well. Dark has been on the receiving end of it. So I'm sure that's in the back of his mind as additional Reapers are in production. They are on the way. Here you go. The Reaper is going to be dancing with the Queens. They get a couple of pot shots in. 2 more Reapers in production. 3 more even. And yeah, we are containing Dark. Like, this is the goal here. This is all we're looking for. To contain, to maybe pick off a Queen. Link speed is still on the way, and we go for the dive. Ooh, but we don't get it. The Queen lives, but so does the Reaper. As more Lings are amassing. Cure just building up that Reaper count. Getting higher and higher. And now transitioning. Now throwing down his add-ons, reactors, tech labs into factories. and Cure backs off. And you may be thinking, like, but Cure didn't kill anything. He didn't kill queens, he didn't kill drones, didn't really kill too many lings. True, but what did he do? He contained, and he denied the third. The third is now on the way, and that is enough. That is enough damage to make this worth its while, as Dark is just now expanding. So he's been stuck on 2 bases, and Cure is just working on his own CC, on his own follow-up, and he keeps all these Reapers alive, which means he can gain value with them later on, with his Stim push. Now again, like, these Reapers to support a Marine army, they're often overlooked. Like, they are terrifying. They can achieve quite a lot here. They can achieve a lot. Just to help support, just to help micro, and use the KDA charges to really just mess up the movements of the Ling Bane. It can be very difficult to deal with as a Zerg player. So I'm sure Cure wants to take advantage of that. Again, just building up towards a 2-on-1. What's important is that there is no third CC. I believe it's just a straight up 2-on-1 out of Cure, so a very aggressive build from Cure. Here we go. We are getting ready for the move out, for the push. Here we go. Marines are moving out. This is a little bit premature. I'm a little bit shocked. I'm not too sure. This is a risky maneuver. Risky move here from Cure. Stim still finishing up. He's being very cavalier with this. Maneuvering over. Lings are getting ready for a surround. These Marines are so exposed. And we're going to pull back. We're going to calm things down. We get a tumor, and we back off. But here come the Lings of Dark. And he's looking for that surround. Looking to engulf this army. And he, barely won't get it. Whew. Or will he? Dark. Yeah, he doesn't quite commit. Doesn't have enough. Whew. And that was a really tense moment when Cure, he was playing with fire. And here we go. Dark, he catches reinforcements. This was his moment that he's been looking for. Where the Reapers out of position, and the Lings, they clean up the Marines. They clean up the Reapers. They clean everything up. A massive catch here for Dark. And just like that, Dark, he gains map control. Oh, you can see Cure sighing there. A deep sigh from Cure, knowing that he was just playing with fire there, moving out without his medevacs. He did not have his medevacs to support. He was just being a little bit too risky, too greedy, and Cure was punished. He was punished hard. And now Dark, behind this, he can get his overlords up and running. He can drone. He's got his 4th base on the way. Dark looking good right now. Looking solid. Now we have the medevac drop, but this is a delayed double drop here from Cure. Is hitting with Stim and combat shields alongside +1. That is true, but still very delayed. Still very delayed here as we have the drop going into the main. Queen's getting in position. Meanwhile, Dark still holding. And we see Dark just getting into Ling Bane, getting into his infestation pit. Should be for a fast Hive tech. And there it is. Hive is in production for Vipers. Adrenal 3-3, potentially even Ultra. Ling Bane into Ultra is on the table. Is something that Dark is quite fond of, especially on larger maps like Solaris. So it is something that Dark can embrace. Meanwhile, Cure, there's a lot of pressure on him to bounce back with this push. Moving forward with his tanks. Does scan ahead of time, does get eyes on these tumors. Oh! And he's going to get a couple of them. There we go. Good positioning with the tanks overall. The creep is still looking solid, and Dark getting ready for another massive surround. It's getting ready to just engulf this army, to collapse on it, and here we go from behind, from the front with the queens alongside them. We got a mass surround. The tanks are going to go down. A big cleanup here from Dark. Cure, he saves the Marines, but he loses every single tank. We can see Cure going for a double drop towards the north. He's going to try and split apart the army, the attention of Dark. At the same time, Dark threatening a run by. There was potential with it, but does pull back. As the drop comes back in. Oh, good. Oh, very good target firing. Oh my god. Kiora focusing down as many banelings as he can. Queens are in position. We go for another double drop towards the north, but we have Ling Bane. A couple of workers go down. That's going to be 5 dead workers, which is good. It's a good start. A good start for Kiora. But he still needs more. Meanwhile, we spoke about Ling Bane into Ultra. That's exactly what's happening. Ultra Cavern is on the way. Lings, they do slip into the mineral line. They will get a couple of SCVs. Or even force a lift. Not too bad. Not bad of a run by. But again, Dark, he's very fond of getting away with Ling Bane into Ultra. Now, the downside here is his anti-air. There's no Hydras, there's no Mutas, there's no Corruptors, only Queens. Queens for anti-air, which means drop play can get out of hand. It can, doesn't mean it will. Oh, as we catch some Marines. Good chunk of Marines go down. Kiora not quite paying attention or was a little bit distracted. Again, Ultra Cavern is about to finish. With this, we can get into kind of splitting, Ultra Speed. It's still a little bit too early to invest into Ultras without upgrades, but we gain access to it. Now, once we get into Ultras, we should be working towards Vipers, and that's going to be our anti-air. Basically, parasitic bombs. That's what we rely on to deal with medevacs. There it is. 2 Vipers are on the way. Of course, Vipers, they can be used for blinding clouds and abductions, but power bombs are going to be like the main way to deal with these drops. One of the only ways. As Kira's still being quite active, you know, getting some tumors here and there, picking up a couple of Marines, sorry, a couple of Lings, a couple of Banelings. Hard pickup. Good trades overall. But he just hasn't been able to go for a main push after losing his previous one. Like, he can only rely on drop play. He cannot go for a big attack. Not anymore. Kiri's stuck on 3 bases, and Dark, he is engulfing the map with his creep, with his bases, with his economy. Oh! Oof. Oh my god. Decent mine shot. Now, Dark, he could do with more drones. I will say that. He's only on 70. We should be getting up to 80. Like, the worker count here is a little bit lackluster for Dark, as he's still just trying to expand and take another base. And there it is. 6 more drones on the way. Dark is maxing out the better economy. We're mixing in a couple of Ultras. We have Ultra Speed in production. Kind of splitting already done. Here come the power bombs that we spoke about. Again, it's really the only way that we can deal with these drops. And we do end up killing one of the medevacs. One medevac does go down. Top left, we do have some borrowed oh my god. Some borrowed Banelings. Let's go. Ultras come in. Force back the drop. 3-3 on the way. And again, there's been nothing pressuring Dark from pushing in. Like, he already was comfortable after shutting down the army earlier. So Dark, he's just chilling. Just chilling, droning up, getting up to Hive Tech. Like, there's no reason for him to push into the 3rd or the 4th. The 5th is a different issue. Like, once Kira tries to take a 5th base, that's when the onus is going to be on Dark to deny that. But until that time, he can chill from here. And once he's maxed, then he can try to push in. And here we go. We're going for it. There's 1 tank in the back. Sorry, 2 tanks in the back line. A couple of Widow Mines. Gets a couple of pickups here and there of Marauders. Marauders and Marines. See, we're just waiting for reinforcements before we collapse on this position. Here we go. Darky pulls the trigger. He runs past the army, coming in with the Lings and the Banelings. Ooh, massive mine shots, though. Big connections on the Lings, so it looks like there's just far too much on the ground. And we break into the mineral line. Kiora out of position with his Marines and Marauders. We get a contamination on the orbital. And we collapse on the army. Only 8 SVs go down. Some of the workers do survive, but the Lings, they get into the mineral line. CC does land. Not the best trade from Dark, I'll be honest. I think he was hoping for some more damage, but he did reset the tank count. He reset the tanks. He delayed mining. Dark can remax. But again, not the best trade from him. It's going to take a while for him to rebuild. Again, a big reason why it wasn't the best trade is also because Dark doesn't have the best economy, the best bank. He's got 79 workers. He could do with more drones. Especially with how he's going to be trading here. With how much he's going to be throwing away. Taking 4 ghosts at a time. We do pick off a couple of queens. Not bad. We managed to get a couple of queens here. Oh, even forcing some friendly fire. Power bombs are thrown down. Oh, Ultra gets thrown away. Bit of miscontrol there out of Dark. Losing 1, losing 2 Ultras. Uh-oh. Remember, we don't have the big bank, so these are expensive losses for Dark. Very expensive losses. Ay, ay, ay. There we go. He's going to be committing once again. Big mine shots. Oh my god. We spoke about this earlier. If we don't have a bank, there's no reason to push in. And Dark, he's throwing away a lot of units. We just have to calm down and deny the 5th, Papi. That's all we got to do. Just calm down. We can work on upgrades. We can spend our money on tech, right? Like a Spire, a Greater Spire, second Spire for upgrades. Infestors. But Dark, he's being a little bit careless here. He's being a little bit too overconfident, it feels. Like, obviously he has momentum and he's containing his opponents. Like, it's a good feeling. But we can't give Cure a way to come back in this game. Not like this. Meanwhile, from the side of Cure, he's maxed out. Like, Cure, he has weathered the storm. He's been absorbing these blows, like, back to back to back. He's been trading well defensively, having some really good mine shots, really good trades overall. And now he takes a 5th. And this should have been the moment where Dark comes in to deny that 5th or to push into another base because Cure is spinning himself thin. But Dark is still maxing. He's still maxing out after losing quite a lot earlier. Now he gets eyes on the would-be 5th base. Again, Dark, he knows he cannot let this get up and running. We do have some Dropper Lords. Here we go. We'll see if Dark can deny this. He should be able to. That's a lot of Banelings, and the Widow Mines are not quite in position. Oh, massive Doom Drop into the main. Lings are headed for the main base. So the goal here is for both these to hit at the same time. And here we go. We come in on the right-hand side. CC does lift. Banelings roll in. But it looks like the tank does hold on the high ground. Meanwhile, as we distracted the main army, here comes the Doom Drop. No turrets. No turrets in position. We're not ready for this. And the production is about to be camped. At the same time, Ling run by here into the 3rd. Ooh, forcing friendly fire. Yeah, the picture-in-picture. The tri-pronged attack. Banelings denying the 4th base. Lings into the main, camping the production. And we had Lings pushing towards the 3rd. Oh, but it looks like Cure, he cleans this up without losing too much. He loses 6 SCVs. Oh, these, the Overlords are full. The Overlords are very exposed. And they're going to be shut down. Oh, Dark bleeding out a lot there. 2 full Overlords just got sniped. Every single Overlord gets sniped. That maneuver, not quite it here for Dark. And this is what I meant earlier, that we could take a slow and steady approach, but Dark, he wants to go. He feels pressured to. He's not taking up into Broodlords. He's going into Hydras. Meanwhile, it looks like he does find a base. There we go. This is what we wanted. This base was left exposed. The army was in the main base dealing with the Dropper Lords, and now we can push in. Dark trading very well here. The Banelings, they connect. They connect with the Ghosts. They connect with the Marines. And we break the 3rd. This is finally what Dark was looking for. 21 SCVs go down. Some of the production, some of the Ghosts. From here, Dark can remax. Dark, he will be losing his army, but again, this was much better than much of what we've been seeing. Like this, up until this point, like Dark has been having a really hard time trading, but this is what he wanted. Ooh, meanwhile, we just see Cure double expanding. Oh my god. This is a little bit much. Like again, Dark cannot let Cure get away with this. Yeah, the Lings, they do slip in. They get into the mineral line. The mines! Big mine shots. 5 SCVs go down. Alongside the tank. The tank barely survives. Oh my god, the tank survives. Nidus into the main. Secure bleeding out 6 workers. Denied mining at the 5th and the 6th. Creep is spreading. Looks like the Nidus may finish, but should be shut down. Okay, Nidus does get shut down. Meanwhile, This is dangerous. Cure, he's double expanding, taking his 5th and 6th base. If Cure can get these up and running, then he can soon counterattack. Like Cure, he's been stuck defending this entire time, but he can soon push out. Meanwhile, here comes the Ling Hydra. We get a couple of libs. A couple of Liberators go down. Oh my god, 600 Links have fallen. Was that like 635? Jesus. And again, Dark has been bleeding out a lot. But now that we have Hydras, we can shoot up. And now that we can shoot up, we can shut down this CC. It's going to be killed, not cancelled. Big pick up. Now we have the power of anti-air, which means we can go for another kill on another base. Good yoinks here on the libs. Nice blinding cloud here on top of the army. Yeah, and the Hydras, they just stutter step forward. They focus down the CC. That is 2 bases down in the blink of an eye. Big pickoffs. Big pickoffs here from Dark. Again, he's abandoned the Ultras. It's all about the Hydras. The Ultras, they were okay. They're okay. Oh, big mine shot. Massive connection on those Lings. And we want another base. We want another orbital. And we're going to get it. We just killed 2 bases, and can we get another? We can! It's just too much DPS, and that's going to be another kill on a CC. Kira just dropping bases left and right. Ling Bane rolling in, and Kiri's just never quite in position. Now with all these Liberators, we have to respect it. The freedom has arrived. Dark has to back off. Too many libs. But again, because Kira was spreading himself thin, he's just been bleeding out so many bases. And Dark, he just has to keep bouncing back and forth. He's going for it. Catch some Marauders. Good powerbomb. Good split, though, from Cure. Cure is once again taking those southern bases. Dark should be rotating around, and there we go. We see another exposed base. There's 3 libs to defend, and 3 libs is not enough. Yeah, we're going for it. Oh, God, that's going to be another kill. The orbital goes down. That's what, the 4th base? As soon as we got into these Hydras, that's the 4th CC falling. And this is what Hydras are meant for. That's this. Can they fight against the army? A little bit. But, you know, they're here to kill bases, okay? And libs. But yeah, it's only been because Cure has been having a hard time keeping up with the movements of the Zerg army. Cure taking a 5th. Dark maxed out. Yeah, coming in with these power bombs. Mass power bomb here on the Medivacs. On the Liberators. Oof. God, that air army is so low. Dark has to be careful not to overextend. He will lose a base. Hatchery goes down. Hatchery does fall. That's going to be 10 dead SCVs. Cure down to 35. And there it is once again. The follow-up power bombs here to clean up what little is left of the air. Oof. Getting 3 lives. Getting a medevac. We're pushing in once again. She's going to be yoinking these Liberators forward. GG gets called. It's just too much. And Dark will tie it up 1-1. We are going to the ace match. GG. Here we go. Oh. We are going all the way to game number 3 here. Again, it was a bit of a longer one on Solaris. Did go the distance. Ooh. Bit of a more back and forth game there between Cure and Dark. And now we're getting into game number 3. We are going to be getting into game 3. Going to be on Alcyone. Oh. Again, winding it back in that game, Cure, he wasn't... I mean, with his Reaper opener, he was able to achieve some damage, don't get me wrong, but we saw Dark just have some really good fights. That's what it came down to. Remember, things were in favor of Cure until we had that big engagement towards the southern part of the map where Dark just swallowed up the tank, swallowed up the bio army, cleaned it all up time and time again, and Dark, he was able to just maintain map control. And there was a time where Dark was throwing away a little bit too much. Remember, he was bleeding out a lot of Ultras, a lot of Lings, but eventually he made it worth it. Eventually he was able to make it worth his while and trade well enough and cripple the economy. And once he started shutting down bases, he didn't stop. He killed like 5 CCs over the course of like 5 minutes. It was crazy. Base after base after base, we're going down. And here we go. We're getting into the Ace match, the final game of this series, and spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have Kior for Team Liquid. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player. It is Dark, representing himself, as he is teamless. Oh. And Dark, he is currently teamless, looking for a team. Cure, oh my god, where are we going? We're going for a Proxy Rax, a Proxy 2, Proxy 3 Rax. Oh my god. Again, we saw Bjorn earlier today just have his way with Solar with just non-stop Proxy 3 Axes. And we'll see if Cure can do the same. Did two of those OVs not disgorge their lings? They did, but I think we loaded back in. I think Dark, he tried to evacuate the lings once the army arrived. So he loaded back into the Overlords, and then they got shut down. I believe. As there we go, the Proxy 3-Axe is upon us. This is very aggressive, very committed build here from Cure. Dark, he's going to be checking the mineral line. He will mine through it. But he won't check. Oh, he will not check on the other side of the wall. Aye. He checks outside the gold, but he doesn't check over on the right-hand side of the map. So he does not see. Oh, no! He's going gasless. Oh my god, is he just dead? Dark, he's going gasless. He went hatch. So he went hatch, pool, hatch. No gas here. Very greedy build out of Dark. Aye. And Cure is going to be rocking up. He gets eyes on the hatchery. He ignores it. Again, that's just a waste of money for Dark. He ignores the third. He goes straight for the natural. And what can Dark do here? He has queens on the way. He has lings in production. But because there's no gas, that means there's no Roach Warren and there's no Banelings. And there's no Ling Speed. Yeah, the boys. You have to pull the boys. That's all that Dark has to work with right now. We have to pull the drones here, and the kiting is just a little bit too good for Cure. Does get surrounded. Almost. One Marine goes down, but this is just too much damage. This is game-ending damage because we get 7, 8, 9 drone kills. We cancel the third as well. The opener of Dark just falling on its face. And Cure takes an economic lead. And Cure is not done. Oh no, he's going to repair the bunker. No. He's going for the queen. The queen does barely survive. The bunker's still up and running, barely. It's going to be shut down. Killed, not salvaged. But Cure has already achieved so much. Like, he doesn't need to keep pushing. He is, though. He's kiting his heart out. We'll be bleeding out a couple of Marines. Again, Cure, he's up in workers. He can transition out of this. He's still trying to force his way in, though. That queen is so low. It's oh so low. Now again, remember, Dark still doesn't have any gas. 0 gas for Dark, so he cannot break out with Roaches, he cannot break out with Banelings or Ling Speed. He's stuck at home perpetually. Yeah, and Curie's expanding. He takes the CC. Like, that's the right call here for Cure. Curie's backing off, he's expanding. Dark is in a rough position. And from here, yeah, Cure, he's free to, like, I mean, Curie's in no danger, essentially. Like, as I mentioned, without Ling Speed, without Banelings, without any gas, like, Cure, he's under no danger. If he wants to, yep, there we go, 3cc. Cure is double expanding. He throws down not just 1, he throws down 2 orbitals because he can get away with it. There is nothing that Dark can do to stop this. So very greedy follow-up out of Cure, but again, it makes sense. So double expand from the Terran. He still maintains his worker lead, plus Mule. So again, Cure, he has the economic lead. Now, how does Dark come back from this? Where can we go? I wouldn't be opposed to, because the gases are very delayed, when we do get into gases, rush into Lair and then maybe 2-base Muta, maybe 2-base Muta, maybe 2-base, maybe even 2-base Roach. The third might have to be the gold, right? There is a gold base on this map, and the gold could be a way to come back in this game. There's also top left, which has a rich Vespian gas geyser. There are a couple of options here. We'll see what Dark it goes for, because a standard game from here will not work for Dark. He has to do something different. He has to do something crazy. Because Cure is taking his natural, and he's soon taking his third. Meanwhile, Dark is just droning. He now takes his first gas geyser. He takes 2. So Dark is taking his gases, and Dark should be skipping Link speed. That's typically how this goes. Because it's so late, it's not worth investing into Link speed. It's not going to help you. We may just see a lair first from Dark. Oh, no, there it is. Link speed. I'm interested. There has to be a reason. We're getting into Link speed. I'm ruling out roaches with this. We'll see. My eyes are on Dark. There it is. There's a fast lair. Fast lair. We're taking more gases. That's going to be 3 gases taken here from Dark. I mean, I mentioned before 2-base Muta. Muta is on the table. The other wild thing would be Infestation Pit for Swarm Hosts. When Dark falls behind in ZvP, he will go Swarm Host to gain value and to catch back up. But there's a Baneling Nest. Okay, so it's going to be Ling Bane. So again, we did rule out roaches earlier because of Link speed. Makes sense. Double Eva Chamber. It's going to be Ling Bane from Dark. We'll see if he does throw down something with that lair. But now Dark is droning. Retaking his third. Meanwhile, Cure is already on 3cc. He's making 3 workers at a time. He can mule as well. We do prioritize double Eva Chamber upgrades, so it looks like it's just going to be Ling Bane. We could maybe rush into Hive, but for now, just pure Ling Bane from Dark. Third base is being taken, as we mentioned. And we'll see where Cure goes from here. Stim is going to be a big power spike. Stim is finishing in 10 seconds. That's a lot of Marines. That's a lot of Marines here for Cure. But he does avoid the Lings. No shot. He's going the long way around. Medevacs are going to get spotted. Marines are already pushing on the right-hand side. Queens are getting in position. That was a big scout for Dark, seeing those Medevacs. With these queens with the Spine Crawler, we should be okay. But the Spine Crawler repositions. Dark is expanding towards the north. Changeling will spot the army. Spine Crawler, yeah, not where it needs to be. Banelings are still on the way. We do push towards the third base. And can Dark hold? Banelings are about to finish. They do finish in time. The hatchery does take a lot of damage. But Cure, he doesn't like what he sees. He sees the Banelings, he backs the hell off. Baneling speed is done. Is what we did use the lair for. Ooh, it's going to be not Ling Bane Muta, Ling Bane Hydra from Dark. We do go for the double jump. No! Full medevac goes down. And this is the beginning. This is the beginning of the comeback. Cure, he's still up in supply. He's still up in army supply, but losing a full medevac, that's a big pickoff. Cure's not looking, takes the Baneling to the face, loses almost every Marine, essentially losing both medevacs. We're bouncing back. We are bouncing back here. Cure slipping up twice now. Here we go. We have a drop on the left-hand side. Dark closing the gap in supply now. He was at one point behind 30 supply, and now is taking a slight lead. Here we go. As we have Cure coming in from the left to clear up whatever creep he can. But all he can do is clear creep. And Dark is stabilizing. I wouldn't say he's there yet, but he's getting there. We're on the road to recovery. Infestation Bit's on the way. 2-2. Hydra upgrades. Cure still committed to drop play. But again, if he slips up, if he loses these drops, it's going to be a rough moment here for the Terran. We're going to be reinforcing on the right-hand side. With 2 more medevacs. 2-2 on the way here for the Terran. There should be a 4cc. And I believe there is. I believe there is a 4cc at the third. So right now, 3 more Raxes. I believe that's 8 Raxes in total. And the 4th is being landed. 4th is being landed. Pure pushing on the right-hand side. They'll scan ahead of time, but that's a lot of Ling Bane. We're looking for a surround. The mines. Ooh. Decent connection on the Lings, but we do clean this up. We do shut down the Widow Mines. And Dark, yeah, he's establishing himself. He has map control. We have a more back and forth. Dark, he was in a rough position. Things like the stars had to align, and they did. Like, he killed 2 full medevacs. And he saved his third base, and he didn't lose many drones, if any. Like, somehow, some way, Dark pulled it off, and now things are that much closer between our players. Things are very close here between both Cure and Dark. Just shave off a good amount of Lings. Get more Banelings on the way. Cure gonna be stimming up the ramp, going for the goal base. Has to be careful to overextend. He does have 3, 4, 5 Widow Mines with this army. 5 Widow Mines behind this, and here we go. Dark trying to get for this round. Big mine shots. Oh my god. 2 big mine shots here, but 2 big mines. Is that going to be enough? No, because Dark, he cleans it up. He keeps on pushing, and he can maybe get the planetary. The tank's in position, though. Dark, he backs off for a moment. He's regrouping. Going for the army instead. The Banelings, they do connect. Big connections on the Marines. The tank does go down. Dark pulls back. So Dark, he just reset the Widow Mine count and the tank count. He also had a decent connection on those Marines. Yeah, 41 Marines went down. Oh my god. The Vipers are on the way. Dark just getting ready to receive the counterattack. He's in position. Cure taking a 5th. This is going to be a big moment, a big power spike for Cure. If he can get this base up and running, then he can just use this as a launch pad to push towards the goal base of Dark. So a very important base here for Cure. We'll see if he can hold on to it. Dark still amassing his army. Amassing more Ling Bane. He does have 2 Vipers, I believe, for either power bombs or abductions. Or blinding clouds. Forcing with a friendly fire. Ooh, even killing a medevac with that shot. Good mine shots in favor of Dark there. Cleans up some Widow Mines. Tanks are getting in position. Where are those Vipers by? I swear I saw them in production. Did see at least 2 of them. But now we're knocking down Rooks. Cure pushing forward, catches some Queens. Big pickoffs. 3 creeping Queens go down. Cure pushing here towards the left-hand side. But he is met with here by these Lings. At the same time, Dark catching a medevac. Does take down a medevac. Does force back the army. Oof. Dark taking some free shots to the face. There we go. There are those Vipers we spoke about. And he wants the tanks. Oh, but at the same time, Cure does push in. And he gets a kill on the hatchery, but he loses everything. The medevacs go down, the Marines as well. You see Cure trying to focus here towards the north instead. Oh, good mine shots, but there's just too much here. Another good mine shot as well on those Lings. Efficient trades from Cure, but he doesn't get the base. Ghoster on the way. We should be getting into soon Liberator production as well. But now it's just going to be those ghosts. And Dark is getting to Hydrolurker Viper. The Lunker Spappy, they are on the way. Oof. Another mine show going to be connecting. Dark going for a big counterattack in between the bases. Ooh, runs into reinforcements. And the Banelings, they roll into a mineral line. Do they connect? They do! Only 4 SCVs. Could have been so much worse. 4 SCVs go down. Dark trying to hold on. Also, Kira trying to hold on. Catch some Hydras. Not bad. Nidus on the way for Dark. Let's try to pull apart his opponent. But Kira's on a pretty good economy. He's taking a 7th base right now. Vipers. Oh, they both get sniped. Again, a bit of an overextension from Dark. Big pickoff from Cure. This is the 7th base, which may be shut down, but these Hydras are exposed. Curie does want them. Doesn't quite get them, though. Hydras, they pull back in time. The map is being cut in half. Cure just now throwing down a fusion core and 2 more starports, so he's going into Liberator production. He's getting there. And this is what Alcyona is known for. It's known for split map play. A lot of late game on this map. Mind Shot going to be going up, forcing a bit of friendly fire. Where's the Ling Bane, by the way? A lot of Hydras are getting picked up. Ooh, but a Baneling does connect. Oh my god. That was a rough trade for both players. Dark losing a lot of Hydras. Meanwhile, Cure bleeding out some of his Marine Marauder. There it is. 10 Lunkers are on the way. Dark has been working on that transition. Will Mind just go off? Friendly fire even. Dark does follow up an army. We have 6 Liberators being produced at a time. That's a lot of libs. That's a lot of freedom. Dark, though, focusing his attention here towards the center of the map. Nidus on the way to reinforce, or to evacuate. We'll be splitting up our Lurkers. Liberators, they do siege up in time. Vipers were sniped earlier. They weren't replaced. And we just push on and we ignore the libs. We bring down one of them, but even more Liberators arrive, and we cannot break in. There's not enough anti-air. Yeah, big overextension from Dark. The Lings, they do break through, but these Lurkers are so exposed, and every single one of them is going to go down. The Lurkers fall. We did kill 20 SCVs, but Cure, he won the fight. At the cost of his economy. Who comes out better? Dark has a bank. Cure, not as much. So a rough fight for both players. Dark's lurker count again was reset. Cure lost a lot of his workers, making 5 SCVs at a time. Still very close, still very neck and neck here between Cure and Dark. Nidus into the main. Well, looks like it was spotted. Yeah, Cure, he's pulling back. We'll deal with that Nidus. We'll deal with the Nidus Worm. Overseer as well. Scan does get eyes on... trying to get eyes on where the hatcheries are, where the army is. Spire's on the way. It looks like Darky's thinking about Broodlords, but this is a late transition. I'll be honest. Like, this is a late tech choice here from Dark. And here comes Cure with the freedom. Cure, he has a better army. Like, Lib Ghost with Bio to support. In a head-to-head fight, I want to favor Cure, as we saw previously. He can win these fights, and Dark knows that he ignores the army, goes for a big run by instead, and he will get the Planetary. Planetary goes down, but at what cost? Oh, Nidus finishes up just in time to evacuate. There we go. The Lurkers get the hell out of there. Trading a base for a base. Liberation zones being set up here towards the north. Dark trying to take another hatchery. Trying to establish another base. With that, that means that a lot of libs are out of position, which means we can get another mineral line. Again, Dark doing a really good job at just recognizing where the army is and just finding these like vulnerabilities, finding these weak points in the defenses. As I say that, Kira also getting damaged on the cross map with these libs. Does siege, does get 3 drones. Alright, let's finish up. And Dark is going to be able to barely break through. Does get 2 liberators. Does get 6 workers, but he also loses 6 of his own drones. The lurkers, they come in! Yeah, they go straight for the planetary. This Nidus has been done for a while, and Cure didn't have eyes on it. Dark pushing right through the middle as well. There's so much freedom. Oh my god. Dark, he won't gain any ground here in the center of the map, but he will kill the planetary. He shuts down the base, once again keeping the economy low for Cure. Cure, he's out of gas, by the way. He has 1.5k minerals, but his gas bank very low. He needs another base. He needs one of these bases up and running. Ideally, both. Meanwhile, Dark still trying to avoid these head-to-head fights. Adrenal on the way very late as well, but it's coming. There's another 15 SCVs. We're getting a couple of power bombs. Go 3 more Vipers on the way. Spellcasters are going to be key here when it comes to dealing with these libs. He can catch a couple of Liberators here as well. They're not quite in position. Threatening those ghosts. Yeah, a lot of libs going down. The Freedom Zone is not where they need to be. Oh my god, that's going to be, what, 5, 6 libs? 6 Liberators go down. Getting their back to the army. At the same time, Cure picks off the gold. Not the most important base for Dark anymore, but does pick it off. I still do favor Cure in a head-to-head fights, but because we're not getting these like frontal engagements, Dark is doing really well just pulling Cure apart. Has been doing a great job here. To Dutch, a couple of Liberators go down. Lingbane rolls in. We're going for the ghosts. We reinforce some friendly fire. And I'm getting deja vu. We want another CC, and we should be able to get it. Oh, he wants the ghost instead. And too many ghosts go down. Expensive losses here for Cure. And remember, Cure, he barely has any gas income. He's not mining from gas towards bottom right. Not efficiently. Cure, he cannot rebuild those ghosts. Is in a bit of trouble. Nidus into the main. Kira is in position, going to be able to deny us. Meanwhile, Lings, they run into the middle line. And again, these are the most important mining bases here. Kira's bottom right and top left, they're being denied over and over again. The Nidus finishes Lurkers, they get into the main. We are camping the production. The Liberators are racing back home. And we can see Dark rotating to the right-hand side. He sees that this base is vulnerable. There's only libs, not much else. Cure out of position. He does retake control of his main. But again, Dark, he's looking at that bottom right. Oh, no, rotating back around. Never mind. You can see his army rotating over towards the center once again. Dark still trying to find a way in. Cure has remaxed, by the way. He has remaxed. I wasn't sure if he could, but gets the base back up and running. He is maxed out. Doesn't have a bank, but we're working on it. Nine shot's going to be going up. Base going to be saved. Liberator comes back in. And here we go. Cure finally pushing. Bleed out a Liberator in the process. Got a decent amount of ghosts behind this. With an eye base. Dark, he avoids the army, just goes for a big counterattack instead. And this has just been the name of the game for Dark, just avoiding the main army at every cost. Going for these big backstabs. Catches reinforcements, gets a lib. At the same time, that CC going to be running down. He does powerbomb some of those liberators as well towards the left-hand side. And they are going down. Okay, this entire time, I feel like it almost feels like here he's been wanting a fight. He's been wanting it. He just hasn't been able to get it. That's also the downside of this map, is it's so large, it's so big. It's hard to keep up with the movement of the Zerg player and actually be where you need to be in time. He's been always stuck responding, never quite ahead of it. Cure, he does have bottom right up and running, so he's remaxing, has a fresh mining base. Cure, he's sustaining himself. It's gonna be another dead base, isn't it? We're going for the orbital this time. Oh, we don't quite get it. Orbital lives. And Cure, sorry, Dark, he does respect the positioning here of Cure. Oh, the Vipers! And that is that 5 Vipers go down. Big pickoff. Oh, you can see Dark shaking his head on cams. Nice catch there from Cure. Honestly, that was like the first big catch from Cure in quite some time, in like 10 minutes. Was catching all those Vipers. 5 more Vipers in production. Lings dive in, they take down the CC. Like, this is still pretty close. Like, even though, like, Dark has been very proactive and he's, like, shutting down bases left and right, this is true. But Cure can always win a fight. Oh, but he's out of position. Now 13 SCVs go down. The base as well. Oh, no, not quite the base. Base gets lifted. Oh, that base is going to be going down. It's going to be a kill, not a cancel on that hatchery. It's 300 minerals down the drain for Dark. Things going to be cleaned up. Dark once again pushing through the center, catching reinforcements. We do have a lot of widow mines here, but oh, we do have enough to force friendly fire. Yeah, he's going for the orbital, and he does finally get a kill. Ooh, at the same time though, Cure, he does snipe a base towards the top left. Yeah, going blow for blow, and Cure pushing bottom right. Again, he doesn't want to be stuck chasing this army. He's like, you know what? Screw this. You know, you can kill a base. I know I can't get there in time. I'll kill another myself. And he can trade well here. Mind Shot goes off. Lings are coming in to reinforce. Good kiting out of Cure, but we have a full surround being set up, and oh, there's a big catch from Dark. Cure overextends. He escapes with 2 full medevacs, but we have Vipers. We can abduct. Planetary gets very low. Gets shut down. The medevacs will manage to escape, but this may just be too much. Dark, he just denied 3 bases. He took down the center gold, he took down bottom right, and he took down top left. Dark is remaxing. Cure doesn't have any mining. He doesn't have an economy. Straight up. Doesn't have anything right now. He needs a base. Desperately so, he's floating over his 3rd. It's been a battle of attrition. And Cure is running out of steam. Both players are in a way. Dark, he wants another kill. He wants another orbital. And he's going to get it. The base goes down. Now Dark can rotate over. Nidus in the main. Lurkers, they get in. Kira just doesn't have the supply to defend. Having a hard time here. Rax is going to be falling. Scan reveals the army. Creep is spreading. More bases being taken by Dark. Dark Luna take top left. He wants Kira's base. Technically, there are some mineral patches left at the gold. It's going for it. Scan reveals an infestor, shuts it down. See Dark rotating over towards the left-hand side. Vipers will once again almost overextend. But here we go, we're pushing on in. Mass power bombs here on those libs. Or even doing damage to the medevacs. Bringing a lot of them low. Yeah, Curie's down to one mining base. It's one base that's up and running. Ghost doing what they can. Liberator going to be able to get a couple of drone kills. Shut down that lurker. And once again, Dark, he's going to be committing. Vipers are full of energy. This time we go for some abductions and some power bombs here on the medevacs. Oh, the Banelings, they will connect. The fungals as well, the chain fungals. Let's go. We connect with the army. Dark, he shuts down the last mining base. 19 SCVs go down and the CC as well. And that's going to be all she wrote. You can see that Cure has nothing in the bank. He's got 48 minerals and 41 gas. He can't spend his money. Doesn't have any money to spend. Again, it's just been a battle of attrition here. Just wearing Cure down over time, over the past half an hour. Cure doing whatever he can to take that other base. At the same time, Dark is also running out of resources, but Dark is taking bottom right. You can see that Dark is taking one of Cure's bases. Dark hasn't mined much from top left, so technically Cure can also double expand. Cure can double expand. Dark is taking down bottom right, center right, denying bases. There's no mining here, but Dark just wants to make sure that these orbitals cannot support Cure. With mules, with scans. All the mines. Good mine shots. Sensor tower going to be going down. Planetary falls. This means it's going to be that much more difficult for Cure to try to punish center right from Dark. Dark has a base up and running. Vipers coming in for power bombs. Oh, they get them. The power bombs on every single Liberator. Oh my god. They even take down a couple of medevacs. Ooh, medevacs within power bomb range. GG gets called. It's just too much, and we went the distance. Dark does take the series 2-1. Takes down Cure. GG. GG, well played. A very back and forth, very long series there. Dark was in control for most of that game. Did have some rough moments, but did take it in the end. And Dark does go on undefeated so far. Undefeated in Masters Coliseum. With that, we're going to be going on a short break. And when we return, we will have another series here. When we come back, we have, I believe, Raynor versus Bjorn. Not mistaken. We'll see you then. Or the TVT. See you after the break. Get some water, get some nuts. See you soon.